Welcome, reading 4. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Everyone so far has been so different, and I just feel really grateful that I get to align and bask in this energy with you. So I can just feel how wonderful and lovely you are. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. And your question will be answered by the Self-Care Oracle deck. And on the front here, it says, let the Self Oracle deck guide you to mindful peace, which is interesting because that's part of our theme today. And that's mindfulness meditation. I took it from the Deepak Chopra. I believe it's from the Spiritual Warrior series, and it is mindfulness meditation. So it's interesting. I know that you are reading 4, but they just led me to look at the number 5. And if you were drawn to reading 5, sometimes they do this, they piggyback on top of each other because they decide, spirit decides, like, what order I'm going to put them in and everything. So I use divine guidance with that. But so 4 is the number that you chose, question 4. But I also feel like some of you, I haven't even done 5 yet. This has been going on, this whole reading has been funny like this, where I'm like, you're supposed to go to this reading. I'm like, I can't even tell you what it is, which is kind of fun. But I kind of know what the question is, and I know the deck, so it's really witchy, and this is really witchy. So I kind of feel like, for some of you who you're like, who am I? Well, let me tell you, before we pull your card, Spirit wants to say, we are witches and healers and deep down believers in magic. Yes, we come to this earth to help those who are tragic. Tragically minded, stuck in a dread. Instead of feeding their head magic, they're feeding it dread. So listen, you are special. I mean, I can be silly with you and be funny, and I know that that helps for some of you. I feel like for some of you, like, that's how you deal with the hard shit, is through laughter. And Spirit's really proud of you because it's not easy being green, right? Like, it's not easy being different. It's not easy being, that song from Kermit the Frog. It's like, if you've never heard that song, that is your homework. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to really research Kermit the Frog. Like, everything about Kermit, but like his music, his songs, right? Like, because those were written by a real person who was different, who wanted to play with puppets. And look at Jim Henson, changed the world. Kermit the Frog changed the world. You are going to change the world. You're already doing it one soul at a time. You're so beautiful. I felt you, like, instantly. Like, seriously, I have such a blessing to be able to align with the energy that is being placed before me. And today I feel so aligned with your energy, and thank you for allowing me to be here. It's because you have accepted me into your mind, your body, and your soul, to connect you to your higher self and your guides, to help you come to your own conclusions of who you are. Because that's a pretty vast question, right? I was hoping that Spirit would let me put the questions out there, and they were like, no, no, no. And now that I've been doing it, I totally understand why, right? Because sometimes people will go to a question that they think they need to go to, right? Like, oh, who am I? Okay, then that's the answer. It's like, no, sometimes it's a really complicated, long, extended answer that takes time. And so you, my spiritual warriors, you are part of the witches and healers and deep down believers in magic. And you're the ghosts and the goblins and the vampires, the sea witches, the nature, the sea hags. You're everything. You're part of it all. You've been here many, many times before. That's why some of you, you may just be waking up to your gifts, and you found me by accident. And welcome to the tribe, and thank you for subscribing. And some of you, you've been walking with me for a long time. So like, we have been, like, plugging this tribe along for a long time. Walking the old way, walking the walk, talking the talk, no bullshit. Who you are, if you chose this reading for who am I, I'll tell you who you are. You're a healer in some form or another. And the Self-Care Oracle wanted to speak with you today because they want you to know that you are magic. You are magic, right? Look at that. But you can't take care of yourself, right? Like, it's like she needs to sleep. Look at her eyes are closed. Just because she was sitting on the moon, it's like, what if she's actually laying down and the moon is hugging her? And for some of you, if you're on the path of finding who you are, you found me for a reason. Because you know what? I do moon cycle readings. That's what this is. This is the last quarter, third quarter moon reading about transition and forgiveness. So you got to take care of yourself. And once you take care of yourself, you'll find that mindful peace. So let's see what card Spirit wants to pull for you today. Oh, also, before I forget, this was your message. This is your new mantra. They asked me to do natural lighting today, so it's beautiful. So it says, the bad news is that time flies, but the good news is you're the pilot. Thank you, Michael. Oh, I can't. Altschuler? I don't know. Even with my glasses, that's such tiny little lettering. My sweet eyes just don't have the energy they used to, but they're coming back. They're coming back. I'm working on them. See, same for me, like self-care. And so if for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere or even the Southern Hemisphere, because even though you can love summer, right? Like you could be somebody who loves summer, but when you get to the end, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of over it, right? Like especially if you're somebody who loves 4 seasons, you're like, oh, I kind of want to wear sweaters again, right? Like you're like, I'm kind of tired of the sun. I'm hot. I'm sunburned. My skin's had enough of the sun, right? It's transition. It's change. So allow yourself to go through that. Okay, so that's just a message, a shout out to all of us. And those of us who are going from winter to spring, Spirit feels you, right? We're at that end where it's like self-care. For some of us, like I know I live in Pacific Northwest, you try, but man, you get to a point you're like, yeah, I just can't, I'm fucking tired. Like, yeah, like I need sunshine. And so, the time change, my husband was really cute the other day. He goes, I'm actually one of the few people that thrives on the time change. He's like, I'm excited, more sun, because he was born on a Sunday. I was born on a moon day. And I have a feeling you guys, 722 as your angel number, I have a feeling you guys were born on a moon day too, which means that you were born on a Monday. So it doesn't matter which phase of the moon you were born under, but you were born on a Monday. So in order to find that out, you just look up like for instance, for me, December 13th, 1971, what was the day? And it'll come up, right? That's how I found out. I was just like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then like finding out like all these other things about my partner, I was like, oh my gosh, and this kind of yin and yang. So I'm feeling balance for you guys. That's interesting. Okay, so who am I? Prioritize. Yeah, I feel like you guys are kind of scattered to the wind. Are you those people that lay in bed and you're like, and then I gotta do this, and I gotta do it. Oh my gosh, oh my God, I gotta take, Dottie to school, and I gotta, take Harry to band tomorrow. Shit, what the fuck? Like I got my brain, oh yeah, I gotta go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Get out of that. Especially when you're in bed, and look at number 4, and you're number 4. I love it. Your number 4 reading. Get out of your head. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. Get out of your head, especially in bed. Like make some little rhyme or something for yourself, like to get out of your head when you are in bed, because bed is a place for sleep. It's for place of peace. And if you're drawn to any of the other readings, I highly recommend you look at them, because there's a few things that are coming through from some of the readings I have done. Oh, I just got the chills. That right there when I was talking about the peace. That's really important right now, the inner peace. Also, they wanted me to bring your shell closer. And I want you to, do you see how this looks kind of dull and blah, blah, blah? But look at when I throw some water on it. Look at how much prettier, and you can see the depth. Look at how this side's kind of dry and dreary, but this side's looking good. It's like, ooh, pretty, right? And we want you to have like all of it. I feel like you guys are delicious. I feel like this is your soul, like your soul's like shriveled up and like dried out, and it's like, I need some moisture. Well, you know what? You're in luck. We're in Pisces season. Maybe get yourself out towards water. Oh my gosh, is it just me, or does that look like a thumb and a hand? Like almost like a hitchhiker, like a reverse hitchhiker? Like, hey, going my way? Now, I don't want you to hitchhike, but I feel like Spirit is saying like it's time for you to hitchhike the energy of Spirit and work with your inner God and Goddess. Also, look at this. Look at how pretty this is once we like get it Look at that. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Look at that. Do you see the sparkle in there? Some of that's water, but some of it's actually just like the real shell. Like, you know, shells get that kind of sparkle inside. And you guys have your sparkle. And some of you are just caught up too much in your head and you're not doing the things you want to do. So how can you know who you are when you're so busy worrying about everybody else and all their other shit? But you know what? The bad news is time flies, but the good news is you're the pilot. So you get to decide. You decide. Do we have any more messages, Spirit? Okay. Hold on. I love it. They don't always have me go into the book, but they did today. And I love this book. This book has so much to say. Also, did you hear my throat chakra? Speak your truth, speak your truth. And I'm feeling like swollen nodes. Like maybe some of you like it's your diet or something, too much salt or something. I feel like if you're not in your head, I feel like you're busy eating. And this isn't a food shaming or anything like that. It's more like, I feel like certain foods, like just listen to your body, eat what you want, but just listen to your body. If your body's reacting to something, it's, ooh, when I looked down, it was 11:11. Damn. And that came up in one of the other readings too. So, but I got to hurry because I only have a few minutes. So listen, get out of your head. Prioritize. Interpretation of this card is, at first glance, this person's mind is overfilled. There is cleaning and exercise and leisure and work and meditation, and they need to get it all done today. But look more closely. Each task has its own space. They do not overlap. Cleaning time does not impact work. Reading a book for pleasure does not take away from exercise, because they've made a clear division between tasks in their mind. The person has a calm and focused expression. Nothing can stop them. Yes, now think about this. If you are that person that's doing way too much shit at once, right? Like if you're just doing way, 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 way too much stuff, like I feel like this needs to come here so you guys can like really illuminate your mind back there, right? If your brain is just doing way too much shit and you're trying to exercise and read that book at the same time, Spirit is saying, please don't do that. Enjoy the book. Read the book when you can be really comfortable, when you can immerse yourself in the book. Don't multitask. Exactly. Divide them up. And this is a specific message. And for some of you, you're lost. You don't know. You're like, who am I? Because you're like a gazillion different people. So you're not allowing yourself time to figure it out. So the practice here is, some people are naturally orderly. They feel off when something is not in its place. Others thrive on chaotic energy. Instead of fighting your internal makeup, harness it. Wake up and make a list of things that need to get done that day. This can be as detailed or as messy and loose as you like. Rank the tasks by priority and how much time they will take to complete. Try this for a week and stick to it. See if you are able to get more done and spend less time chasing your tail. Yes. I just got the chills. Ugh. You got this. Meditate. Get quiet. There are so many meditations out there. Use your instinct and intuition to align to those meditations. Even that ponytail is giving me a headache looking at it. You know how sometimes if you have a pony, those of you who have long hair, if you ever wear a ponytail for too long, you're just like, oh, like you can't wait till just like, oh, like shake your hair out, you know what I mean, and pull that ponytail off. I feel like some of you need to get loose, like they said in the book. Get loosey-goosey. Let it go. Let it flow. Get out of your head. Take a walk. Be in nature. It's not an accident that they asked me to put in, this tree bark today. I feel like for some of you, you've stepped away from who you are. You've lost touch with who you are. And Spirit's saying, but you haven't. You're just trying to do too much at once. And maybe it's time to change that. Who am I? I don't know. But in the words of Derek Zoolander, who am I? He was like, his reflection said to him, I don't know. And he had to go back home to figure it out, to find himself. If you've never watched the original Zoolander, that is your homework. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to watch the original Zoolander. It fucking, to this day, I still laugh. I mean, just because I love them all so much. Like, they took the piss out of themselves, right? Like, as the British would say, right? Like, they laughed at themselves. They're like, you can't take life too fucking seriously. But we do have to take it one breath at a time, one thought at a time, one moment at a time, and one task at a time. You'll figure it out. You know who you are. Until next time, take really good care of yourselves and each other. I love you so much. So does Spirit. I'll see you then. Blessed be. Oh,